So thank you and good afternoon. I'm Ann Whitaker. I'm the CEO and president of Novoclem Therapeutics. At Novoclem, we're leading a new fight for cystic fibrosis patients with the development of our novel broad-spectrum nitric oxide-based antimicrobials. Cystic fibrosis is very familiar to me. It's something that I know quite well. It's the disease that when I was growing up in Alabama haunted my parents. Every time my brother, my sister, or I had a cold, had a stomach ache, or even worse, had pneumonia. Because every time we had that kind of episode, they associated it with, could we have cystic fibrosis, like our cousins who lost their life at a very early age. Fortunately, none of my siblings or I have cystic fibrosis, nor do any of our children. But the disease still haunts us with the memories of losing our cousins at a very early age, and also the fact that we could be one of the 10 million carriers that exist in the US for cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis is a genetic and terminally progressive disease. It impacts about 30,000 children and adults in the US, 75,000 people worldwide. It's a disease that affects a lot of different organs, but its most profound effect is on the lungs. The lungs of a cystic fibrosis patient are filled with sticky mucus that really create an environment for bacteria to grow and colonize and ultimately form these biofilms, which are very difficult to treat. CF patients are on a lot of different medications. They take antibiotics chronically to try to treat their infections. And unfortunately, taking those antibiotics often leads to multi-drug resistant bacteria that exist in their lungs that even the most difficult and the strongest antibiotics in the hospital are not able to treat. Now, we've made great progress with the treatment of cystic fibrosis with CFTR modulators and other therapies, and we're grateful for that because when I was born, a child that was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis lived to age 12 on average. Today, it's into the 40s. But there's one thing that really challenges the potential of extending that life expectancy, and that's lung infections and antibiotic resistance. And that's what we're addressing at Novoclem. We're able at Novoclem to harness the power of nitric oxide. It's a natural antimicrobial. It's actually how each of our bodies respond to infection. The macrophages actually give it off and attack the bacteria. So we, in many ways, our therapy is mimicking our own immune response. We've developed a number of compounds that we're able to take forward into development. These are all biopolymers where we've taken nitric oxide and loaded them onto the biopolymer. And then we tune the release kinetics and also alter the nitric oxide payload depending on the disease that we want to treat. Our lead compound is BioC51, a nitric oxide-loaded biopolymer. We've tuned the release of BioC51 to give us a 4 to 5 hour half-life to allow for a twice-a-day dose via a convenient nebulizer, which cystic fibrosis patients are used to using. The preclinical data that we've accumulated for BioC51 is quite impressive. We've been able to kill more than 15 different species of bacteria, more than 48 different strains of gram-positive and gram-negative pathogens. In fact, we really haven't met a bug that we can't kill. We were very pleased that this past year that our product, BioC51, was recognized with Qualified Infectious Disease Product status. This will enable us to have be eligible for fast track status and also gave us 5 additional years of regulatory exclusivity on top of the 88 patents that we have supporting this technology. We plan to take our product into the clinic next year after we file our first IND for BioC51 in the first quarter of next year. Now, while Novoclem was just established last year in 2017, this technology has really been under development for over a decade at UNC Chapel Hill. Dr. Mark Shanefish, who is our Chief Scientific Officer, is the inventor of this technology. Novoclem was actually a company that was established on this technology, and we've advanced it forward. We have 8 employees at Novoclem today, mainly inhalation scientists who are working diligently to take this product forward and into the clinic this next year. So this year, we expect to have a number of value-creating events for Novoclem. You can expect to hear a lot more from us as we publish the data that we are running through, or the trials that we have ongoing and preclinical to date, as we scale up our manufacturing and meet with the FDA with a goal of filing our IND this next year. So I hope that many of you will choose to go on this journey with us to lead a new fight for cystic fibrosis patients and to really give them back more days, more life with our therapy. So thank you very much.